Fish and chips. Read the text and complete the sentences. Do we have too many lights on? Is the room too bright? I don't know. I'm getting, perhaps some of the light is falling right on my eyes. I don't know. Maybe the positioning is not very good. Are you guys comfortable with all the lights on? Fine. Let's carry on then. I'll manage. Maybe I'll find a solution to this some other day. Turn off. You can off. No, you can turn off. Okay, we'll do that. Read the text and complete the sentences. Number one. What is the sentence? The Belgians invented chips. 2. Joseph Malin was the first person to sell fish and chips in London. He was the first person to sell fish and chips in London. Okay, next. Charles Dickens wrote about fish and chips. 4. Opened the biggest fish and chip shop in the world in 1931.
Harry
Who
Ram.
did?
Harry.
Harry
Ramsey.
Ramsay.
Harry Ramsey.
Ramsey. Okay. Okay.
Or it is Ramsden's.
Ramsden.
I don't know. I
Okay.
will then find out.
Okay. Yeah. So it is Harry Ramsden.
Okay. Number 5. Serves fish and chips in his restaurant in Paris. Oliver Dupart.
Oliver Dupas station chips
Dupart,
in his
Dupart, I
restaurant
don't
in
know. These are
Paris.
French names. No guarantee I'm pronouncing them correctly. Britain's favorite meal. Of course. You know. The Portuguese gave us fried fish. Who gave us the fried fish, guys? The Portuguese gave us fried fish. Okay, remember, you may not realize it, but this reading section is going to help you improve your understanding of using articles. We just read a sentence. What? The Portuguese gave us fried fish. The Portuguese gave us fried fish. The Belgians invented chips. The first sentence. So it means we can put the word the before a nationality word and refer to the whole group. Right? Understand? Okay. The Portuguese.
So we can say like the Indians, anything like.
Yes, exactly, we can.
Okay. Okay, fine.
The Belgians invented chips. The Portuguese gave us a fried fish. The Belgians invented chips. Then, more than 150 years ago, the British put them together to create fish and chips. Potato chips. Today, Britain has lots of fish and chip shops. Over 10,500. They make over 1.2 billion pounds a year. These 10,500 shops make over 1.2 billion a year. Means they all make $100 million a year. All right, 100 million pounds a year they make. Okay, on average. It's a huge number. Yes, it is more valuable. However, this multi-million pound industry grew from small beginnings. The beginnings were not very big and hi-fi like you see the situation today. This multi-million pound industry grew from small beginnings. How it all began. How it all began. 150 years ago, on the streets of the East End of London, 150 years ago, on the streets of the East End of London, okay, a 13-year-old boy called Joseph Malin had the bright idea of combining fried fish with chips. Joseph's family didn't have much money, so to increase the family income, they began frying chips. In a downstairs room of their house. They began frying chips in a downstairs room of their house. Okay, to increase the family income, they began frying chips in a downstairs room. Which room? A downstairs room, okay, of their house. This downstairs is what? An adjective or adverb? Or a noun or what? Downstairs. They began
Noun,
frying
sir.
chips in the downstairs room of their house.
Noun.
What made you think it is a noun, Faizan? A noun is a name of a thing. Which thing is it?
No, sir. It is not noun.
You confuse the whole class. You know what? It's not your mistake. All those people who copied you, when you said a noun, they all started saying it's a noun, it's a noun.
No, sir. It is the adjective because the name of a room, it downstairs room.
A downstairs room, a beautiful room, a big room, a small room, a downstairs room, and you thought it was a noun.
Adjective, sir. Adjective.
All those questions I will answer. First of all, you have to accept what I'm saying. A downstairs room, a big room, a small room, a beautiful room, a lovely room, a dirty room, a clean room. So a da room, da has to be. It's easy. Room is a noun, everybody knows. A room. And what can come in between a and room? An adjective? What else can come? Nothing else. A room. And then we say a and room and we put a word in between. What can that word be? Now your question. तो यही होता है, जब आप ध्यान से सुनोगे तो आपके मन में सवाल नहीं होते ज्यादातर, ठीक है? और जब आएंगे वो अच्छे सवाल होंगे, उसको मजा आएगा जवाब देने में. That question that she was asking was not a valid question. It was born out of her misunderstanding. That question was born out of her misunderstanding. वो क्वेश्चन के दिमाग में पैदा ही इसलिए होता है ताकि वो समझ नहीं रही थी वहां पे. समझ गई तो क्वेश्चन मर गया अपने आप. And some questions you will have not out of misunderstanding, because you understand you have a question. Those questions I love to answer. Remember, all questions are not the same. Some questions make you look silly and some questions make you look smart. Yes. Some, it's not the answers that matter. It's the questions that you ask. So here, a downstairs room, forget a downstairs, a room, in a room, कुछ भी डालोगे a और room के बीच में, क्या होना है? कैसे गए थे तुम लोग नाउन के पास? क्यों ऐसा करेंगे आप? Began frying chips in a downstairs room of their house. Okay. Downstairs is an adjective. A downstairs room. Okay. A downstairs floor. Okay. नीचे वाला floor. In हिंदी बोलेंगे नीचे वाला floor. नीचे वाले room में. Nearby was a fried fish shop. What is the part of a speech of nearby? Nearby was a fried fish shop. Hello? Answer? Dark night, make it a bright night. Come on. I have a weakness. When you put your name something here, then I will not be able to recall your real name. I will end up saying the name on the screen, on your window.
Yeah, no
I have
issue.
this.
That is fine.
Okay. So tell me, Nikhil, what do you think about the part of the speech of the word nearby? Rakhi, Sahil, Faizan, Saqib, Shahid Afridi, Imrana, Gudia, everybody. Tawfiq is not here. Saurav. Nearby was a fried fish shop. What is the part of a speech of nearby? Nearby was a fried fish shop. It's page number 27. Okay. Please answer. Please answer. Say it in Hindi, the whole sentence. Nearby was a fried fish shop. पास ही में एक फ्राइड फिश की शॉप थी, फ्राइड फिश की दुकान थी. नियरबाई वाज ए फ्राइड शॉप. चलिए पार्ट ऑफ स्पीच बताइए नियरबाई.
Adverb.
It is an adverb. Nearby was a fried fish shop. कहाँ था? पास में. तो कहाँ का आंसर क्या होगा? Always an adverb of place. पास ही में एक फ्राइड फिश की दुकान थी. फ्राइड फिश की दुकान कहाँ थी? पास ही में. तो कहाँ का आंसर is always an adverb of place. So nearby is an adverb of place. Nearby was a fried fish shop. Near is a preposition. Not correct. Both are correct. Nearby is an adverb. आपको जो मुश्किलात हो रही हैं, इससे ये पता चल रहा है कि आपके एलिमेंट्री लेवल में काफी लोचा है सरिता. मैं आपको रिकमेंड करूंगा मेरा सुबह का क्लास 7:30 बजे वाला. ठीक है, आप ऑनलाइन ही रह करके सीखें. बट इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू स्टडी, बिकॉज जिस तरह से आप एडवर्ब को नहीं समझ पा रही, एडवर्ब ऑफ प्लेस आंसर्स द क्वेश्चन वेयर, कहाँ. बस मैं वहां गया, कहाँ गया? वहां गया. वहां इज एन एडवर्ब ऑफ प्लेस. मैंने उसको घर पे देखा, कहाँ देखा? घर पे देखा. घर पे इज एन एडवर्ब. ओके, तो जो भी कहाँ का जवाब देगा वो एडवर्ब ऑफ प्लेस होगा. तो कहाँ था फ्राइड फिश शॉप? ओके, अकेले यूज होता है. ठीक है, और आपकी आदत है. फिर वही बात होती है ना कि अगर कोई पुरानी आदत हो गई है तो आप उसको छोड़ ही नहीं पाओगे तुरंत. और आपकी आदत है नियर बाय और नियर में डिफरेंस ना करने की। आप नियर बाय माई हाउस और ये फ्रेजेस बोलती रही हैं, मैंने बहुत बार सुना है, स्पेशली इन द डिस्कशन क्लास, एंड आई करेक्टेड यू अ फ्यू टाइम्स। नियर बाय इज नॉट यूज्ड एज ए प्रीपोजिशन, so you cannot say nearby my house or nearby my school. You cannot. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Okay. There was a fried fish shop nearby. There was a fried fish shop nearby. इसी को इंग्लिश में कहते हैं nearby was a fried fish shop. There was a fried fish shop nearby. There was a fried fish shop nearby. Nearby से शुरू कर दिया. Nearby was a fried fish shop. There was a TV in the corner. There was a TV in the corner. इस तरह से पैटर्न लाइए, ये पैटर्न लाइए। अब इस पैटर्न पे आइए ना, अभी किया ना मैंने। There was a fried fish shop nearby. उसको फिर बोले ना, nearby was a fried fish shop. तो जब ये पैटर्न आया तो अब दूसरे सेंटेंस में लाइए ना, there was a TV in the corner. Exactly. Observe this. आपका खुद का दिमाग ऑब्जर्व करेगा, सीखेंगे। In the corner, सरिता देखिए वो गौर की, आप भी गौर करिए। मैंने कहा there was a TV in the corner. In the corner was a TV. एक ही बात हुई, ओके। बाकी फ्लो को धीरे धीरे अप्रिशिएट करेंगे आप, क्यों ये पहले आया। So in the he started or they started frying chips in a downstairs room of their house, and nearby was a fried fish shop. पास ही में एक दुकान थी fried fish की. Nearby was a fried fish shop. So this nearby is an adverb, and the easy answer is, because this is the answer to the question, कहाँ थी? पास में. So it is an adverb. एक्सेप्ट करते करते धीरे धीरे प्रैक्टिस हो जाएगी, रह जाएगा दिमाग में। नियर बाय इज एन एडवर्ब। डू यू हैव अ क्वेश्चन? आई कैन हेल्प यू। Adnan, do you have a question? I am finding it difficult to. Oh, okay. How it all began? Yes. Second paragraph. Yeah, go for continue forward, and there is a line, nearby was a fried fish shop, and Joseph put some fried fish with his chips and walked the streets. What did he do? Joseph put some fried fish with his chips and walked the streets. Walked the streets. He sold the fish. He sold the fish and chips from a tray. Okay, he sold the fish and chips from a tray. He sold the fish and chips from a tray, which hung around his neck. Which hung around his neck. You might have seen some people selling peanuts like this on a train or on a bus, or some, sprouted chickpeas, grams, you might have seen them holding a tray hanging around their neck. Yeah. And they sell, yes, murmuri, like jhal murmur and all these things. Okay, they sell. So he sold from a tray which was hanging from his neck, or hanging around his neck. Okay. Okay.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, just we see the sentence, sir. So to increase the family income, they began frying chips in a downstairs room of their house. In this sentence, sir, starting the sentence with to increase, there is no past of tense, sir, increase, but another sentence, income, family, they increase the family income, they began frying chips in a downstairs room of their
पहले हिंदी
house.
बता दे आप सेंटेंस का, फिर बात होगी फैजान। पहले
Sir,
बात होगी हिंदी जानने के बाद। सो टू इंक्रीज द फैमिली इनकम, हाँ
वो
बताएं।
अपने फैमिली के जो इनकम है उसके फैमिली की उसको और अच्छा करने के लिए वो चिप्स को
फ्राइंग, दे बिगैन
तलता
फ्राइंग
था।
चिप्स, वो लोग चिप्स फ्राई करने लगे, राइट, दे बिगैन फ्राइंग चिप्स, दे बिगैन फ्राइंग चिप्स। तो वो क्यों फ्राई करने लगे चिप्स?
इंक्रीज
टू
करने के
इंक्रीज
लिए।
द सैलरी, टू इंक्रीज द सैलरी। इसको कहते हैं टू इन्फिनिटी फॉर पर्पस। यूनिट 10 में पढ़ते हो आप, और यूनिट 11 में इन योर कोर्स बुक एलिमेंट्री। वी कम टू एसटीसी व्हाई? To learn English, to study, absolutely, right? We go to bed, why? तो पूरा सेंटेंस बोले, we go to bed to sleep, to rest. We go to the gym to work out, right? We go to the gym to do exercise. I came here to return your money. I came here. Okay. काहे के लिए आए थे भाई? To return your money. ये पर्पस है। क्या है? पर्पस, उद्देश्य, उद्देश्य हिंदी में, राइट, वजह। तो उद्देश्य बताने के लिए इंग्लिश में कौन सा वर्ब यूज करते हैं? टू प्लस V1। ऑलराइट। तो फैजान ने अपनी गिफ्ट, अपनी ड्राइंग जो है ना, उस लड़की को गिफ्ट दे दी। क्यों दे दी? टू इम्प्रेस हर। सब सही बोले, एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली। फैजान गिफ्टेड हिज ड्राइंग टू दैट गर्ल। आगे क्या बोलेंगे? टू इम्प्रेस हर। फैजान समझ में आ रहा है कि आप कोई
यस
काम करते हो, उसका कोई पर्पस होता है, पर्पस बताने के लिए आप क्या यूज करते हो? टू प्लस V1। तो आप सब्जेक्ट वर्ब बोले आई, फैजान बोलिए, आई गिफ्टेड माई ड्रॉइंग
आई गिफ्टेड माई ड्राइंग
टू हर।
टू हर
टू,
टू इम्प्रेस हर।
यस, टू इम्प्रेस हर। चलिए, बहुत बढ़िया काम किया आपने। वर यू सक्सेसफुल फैजान?
नो सर, बिकॉज आई
He said, I
don't
don't want to gift, sir. I
I
want
don't
love and
I
honesty.
I don't give any portrait to anyone, sir.
Yes, I know. They are
Because
your
he is not a good artist, sir. That's why he doesn't want to share his photo.
Shahid is
Yes,
trying to,
yeah,
my
sir.
God.
Sahid is very good
Very
Keep
artist.
trying,
clever.
Vedant. Yeah, he is.
He's very clever. He wants, Faizan to say, okay, I'll give you one.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
okay, fine. So
Why
I
do you
hope you
give me,
understood.
sir?
Yes, Shahid.
He want to he want to make his impression in front of her girl. Why would he give me, sir? He has to give to her girlfriend. But he thinks if there is something to happen, and if he will gift her their portrait, situation will different, sir. She will say, no, you are not a good artist. He will impress her with his communication, then that's okay. But portrait is not a good
Shahid Afridi, have you
idea.
seen his portrait? The portraits he makes?
Never, sir.
That's why you're saying this.
I can.
He is good at it.
He's so good.
Shahid,
Yeah.
you're wrong here. I have his
I
portrait, some
man.
portrait.
Yeah,
Supportive friend.
but I didn't give to anyone.
Yeah,
Supportive
I chose
friend.
those portrait and asked you to give it to me.
You
Give
want
them
his
to me.
portrait? You want his portrait, Raki?
Yeah, I asked some of his portrait and he gave me.
All
He
right,
will
Raki,
share
you
to
shouldn't
you.
have said this here. You shouldn't have said this here. You have
Why?
created a controversy now because we all believe that Faizan doesn't give his portraits to anybody. And now we know that Raki has
Those
some
are
of his.
just a small portraits. It's not a big deal,
Whatever.
I think.
Now I can understand, sir. Your sentence was correct. He
Yeah.
gave her the portrait to her to impress her. Now I understand the meaning of the
Uh,
sentence.
Actually, sir, I gave her not as a portrait. I gave to her uh, a landscape scenery.
Whatever, yeah, whatever. Okay. So you think that you don't like your, landscape designs, drawings that you make, paintings you make as much as you like your portraits? Is that what you're
So
saying? Portraits have more value?
my most of friends ask my portrait or painting, and sometimes I give give to him, give them.
Okay. So basically, guys, you need to beg. Okay. Other,
Yeah,
you want some of his, paintings, drawings. Okay, got it, got it.
but
Faizan.
still, I I don't give any portrait or my painting to impress someone.
Yeah, I
Okay,
know.
if I
Okay,
ask a portrait to
okay.
you
On a serious note,
and
I
I know
just
the
want to
answer
ask.
to, he will never give
Side,
Sir,
me.
side. You can come
some
in
girl.
later. I just want
Wait,
to
wait,
ask you
wait,
something.
wait,
Okay.
wait, wait, wait.
Hmm.
Someone, sir,
Let him finish, bro.
who is our classmate. I don't know her name, but some girl asked to me after seeing your portrait. She said, "Hey, Faizan, did you do that painting?" I say yes. Then she asked me for uh, just a portrait. Then I say okay. I will draw the portrait, and she sent to me two photos. Okay, and I don't have lots of time, sir. And when I draw any portrait and painting, I must be give 2 or 4 hours in one painting for one painting. So in last in text I text to her, okay, it's cost 1500. She said, okay, it's very costly, let मतलब छोड़ दो इसको. मैंने बोला okay.
Leave
तो
it.
मुझे
Actually, he
इम्प्रेस करना
wanted
रहता तो मैं कर देता ना भाई, फ्री में. मुझे इम्प्रेस नहीं करना ब्रो.
Okay,
bro.
got it.
No, 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 no. That's bro. I understand.
Look,
Okay. I
Faizan,
don't
you
want to say
didn't
anything
have to
further.
defend yourself, okay? You didn't have to tell this whole story just to defend yourself that you don't try to impress girls. You see?
What, sir?
It's obvious.
What if
Everybody
we
understands.
expected this answer from him? Then he will be stuck somewhere, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. I
He
didn't
doesn't know
see
the trap
Faizan.
of the world. How
Yeah,
someone trap him.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Faizan walked into the trap. He didn't have to explain this, share this story
I
with us.
don't I didn't understand, sir. What are
But
you
you are good
saying?
at explaining, bro. And you know how to defend yourself. Yeah, good to
When
know.
when you talk to me in Hindi, then I will teach you.
Yeah, okay, then I'll call you, bro, if I
Yeah,
have time.
yeah.
Call him
Because
side.
my English is not good, but still I explain
And
myself very
then
well.
doesn't matter. We will
And
talk in
when
Hindi,
you talk
bro.
to me in
After all,
Hindi,
we are
then I
Indian.
will
Don't
teach
worry.
you, bro.
Calm
If you will
down,
teach,
calm down, calm down. I have
I
got
will
some really,
appreciate and I will take your knowledge, bro.
Okay, bro.
Okay, okay,
Thank you.
Shahid. Okay, Shahid. Okay,
Thank you.
Faizan. All
Thank you.
right.
He is being
Cool it off,
Rizvi, sir,
guys.
and you know the result of
Cool it
Rizvi.
off. Cool it off. Cool it off. Okay. Okay. Now,
Oh.
let's
We
continue.
have
Let's continue.
we don't have Rizvi, but he is taking his place, sir.
Nah, not at all. He can't be like Rizvi. Rizvi sometimes was very unreasonable. He's never unreasonable, that I can tell you. Sometimes he's a little short-tempered, when he's in a bad mood,
But
maybe.
he said,
But
if
he's
I
never.
know,
No,
I
sir.
don't know English.
When Sahid
Otherwise, I
Afridi,
will.
sir, actually, when Sahid Afridi talk to me anytime, and I don't know, sir, what the his tone. I actually not happy for his reply or his
You get,
reaction.
he manages to get under your skin. This is perfect. his tone, he manages to get under your skin, मतलब चिड़चिड़ा देता है वो इसको, ठीक है?
Yeah.
Manages to get under his skin with his tone.
Because his lots of
Actually, this was my intention, bro.
sense is not a good sense, sir. His all the sentences or his
Nah,
words are
trust me. I want to defend Shahid Afridi here, Faizan. His intention is just to be playful, okay? He doesn't take anything very seriously. He's very busy in his life. He doesn't care about anybody, trust me, okay? He just does it to have some fun with you. And that's it. And if somebody starts reacting, he does it more often. That's all. Okay. But I will tell you, he doesn't have any such intention. He doesn't remember anything he does. It's just like, okay, just go with the flow. We are having fun. Let's say something. So I would say that you can be very good friends with him, Faizan. You and Afridi can be very good friends. Trust me. Okay. Because you're a very nice person, Faizan. But you're right, he has that tone. If you don't like him, if you don't like Shahid Afridi will get under your skin. ये मैं पक्का बता
Sir,
देता हूँ.
either speaks Hindi or English, doesn't matter. His tone was same.
Yes, I know. I'm saying
But
that he has
intention
this
is
ability. If he wants to irritate you, he will irritate you. And you have to be very, very strong not to be irritated, to, keep defending all his, what we can say here, traps and all these things.
he never
does
stop.
it on purpose.
Yes,
No,
sir.
You know,
He
bro,
never
I
stop.
have a
He
I
always talk and defends to ourselves and talk and give all type of
So attack is the best defense, right, Faizan? Attack him so that you don't have to
no,
defend,
sir.
right?
I don't have this behavior or attitude. That's why, sir.
I don't
Trust
have
me.
attitude, bro.
He has got so many friends, Faizan. Okay, Shahid Afridi. He just loves arguing, like this. But what's the point? He doesn't take it personally. He doesn't take it very seriously. And he doesn't mean to hurt you, doesn't mean to offend you. He means to tease you, that's a big difference. If I want to offend you, but I will on purpose say something to make you upset, right? But he wants to tease you and wants to show you that, look, you're weak. You are being teased. And that's a good thing to do, I will say. If anybody is teasing you without having real intention to hurt you, offend you, it means they're doing you a favor. Remember the movie Mujhse Shaadi Karogi? I'll tell you. Remember the movie Mujhse Shaadi Karogi? What did Akshay Kumar do to Salman Khan? Yeah, he always teased him and made him angry. Right? But he was his well-wisher. Okay, so people who tease you without having the intention of offending you, hurting you, they're your friends. There are very few people who will tease you without talking about it in every other place. Some people, what they do, they make fun of you and they will broadcast it to all their friends and family and your people as well, that I did that to him. Okay, and if somebody teases you but never talks about it anywhere else, okay, it means he didn't care. He just enjoyed it in that moment and forgot about it. Shahid Afridi, do you ever talk about Faizan anywhere?
Sir, never.
That's what I said. See, so that I will say, because I understand a little bit of human psychology, I understand where he's coming from. So, I mean, I love Faizan. He's a very good student of mine. At first. Yes. But they don't end up fighting with him because he's a lovely guy. When you spend time with him, you become good friends. He will join you in smoking and everything. Don't worry.
No, sir, I quit, sir.
Okay, look, he's saying he's quit. Okay. So
He joined with girl.
come again, Faizan?
Yeah.
He joined with girl, sir.
Yeah,
Nah.
certainly. And he will help you with that
Okay.
to get the girl.
Okay, like what can I say? Let's move on. Nearby was a fried fish shop, and I think Faizan, you got your answer. To increase the family income.
Yes, sir. To increase the family income.
सेंटेंस तो शुरू होता वहां से, they began frying chips, जो सब्जेक्ट वर्ब वाला आइडिया है, राइट? They began frying chips. Subject they, verb began, past tense. Why? To increase the family income. So, to increase the family income, they began frying chips in a downstairs room of their house. Nearby was a fried fish shop, and Joseph put some fried fish with his chips and walked the streets. He sold the fish and chips from a tray. He sold the fish and chips from a tray, which hung around his neck. Okay.
Sir, in this
Joseph,
sentence, Joseph
Huh.
put some fried fish. This is the put is the V3, sir.
V2, past tense,
Yeah, V2. Okay, sir.
past tense, past tense. He sold the fish and chips from a tray, which hung around his neck. Joseph sold lots of fish and chips. So he decided to open a fish and chip shop. The first of many fish and chip shops in Britain. So who was the first, whose was the first fish and chip shop? Joseph's. Okay. That's why people say he was the first to start or to sell this. Fish and chips became a favorite with poor people. Became a favorite with, yeah. अभी हिंदी में बोलेंगे गरीब लोगों के साथ फेवरेट हो गया कि गरीब लोगों का फेवरेट हो गया का, right? In Hindi we'll say fish and chips जल्दी ही गरीब लोगों का favorite food बन गया. Fish and chips became a favorite with poor people. Fish and chips became a favorite. Favorite? I'm not getting you. Favorite? Replace. Favorite with somebody. Okay? Favorite with somebody. Yes. Fish and chips became a favorite with poor people. That's English collocation. Collocation. Okay. Yes, dear.
Yeah, I was asking, instead of can we say may, गरीबों में fe,
Can we say what?
may instead of का, is it गरीबों का, वो famous हो गया गरीबों का, can we say गरीबों में famous हो गया, so he
Sir,
decided to,
I'm not a Hindi teacher, sir. I have no opinion on that. You can say whatever you like in Hindi. I don't care. Okay?
like we say sir,
हाँ.
गरीबों में famous हो गया, not गरीबों का famous हो गया.
Garibo mein famous is another. Here the word is favorite, not famous.
Okay, गरीबों का
The
famous.
word here is favorite, not famous. Okay.
Yes,
Fish
sir, I
and
get it.
chips are favorite with poor people. All right.
And sir,
Yeah.
we can say, but I'm asking like, it became famous with the poor or with the poor.
The famous guy, famous guy.
Okay, not famous, whatever that favorite. I mean to say like, instead of poor people, we can use the poor, or we have to use the poors,
The poor.
the poor.
The poor.
Okay, so differences like when we use poors and when we use poor, like S or without S.
I have never heard poors.
Okay, so that is
Yeah.
basically wrong. Okay, fine.
Poors is not possible. वो हिंदी वाले इंग्लिश कर लेते हैं, गरीब गरीबों तो पुअर पुअर. But poor is not a noun. Poor is not a
Yeah.
poor is not a
Now,
noun. So
Okay.
poor, what do you mean? Okay. Poor is an adjective. Rich, poor. The poor. The community. Right. The rich. The handicapped. The blind. Yes.
Okay, sir. Then the Indian or the Indians is also right.
Yes. Yes. Indians. The Indians. Okay. A bunch of Indians, the Indians. Okay, all Indians, Indians.
And when we say the Indian,
The Indians refers to a bunch of Indians, a group of Indians, the Indians. Okay, but all Indians it can be referred by the word Indians. Indians means all Indians. Okay, let's say भारतीय लोग बहुत emotional होते हैं. Indians are emotional.
okay.
Easy.
Indians are
You can get the word all. I won't mind that. It's not wrong. I'm just trying to tell you the difference between this, you know. Okay, the Indians refers to a group of Indians. Understand? And Indians means all Indians. Yes. So some Portuguese people. Some Portuguese people. However, ना एक सेकंड और बता देना चाहता हूँ, थोड़ा सा रुक जाइए, बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो जाएगा, थोड़ा सा रुक जाइए. नहीं, the Portuguese doesn't mean some Portuguese people. The Portuguese means all Portuguese people. As you can see the endings, they are both nationality words. That nationality words are usually of three types. Okay, one is AN nationality words. They are used differently. ESE nationality words, they are used differently. There will be some patterns there. Portuguese, Chinese, all right, Japanese. So here, when you are talking about all of them, then you say the Japanese, the Chinese. Understand those nationality words which end with ESE. But those which end with AN, you use the plural form of them as to refer to the whole. Americans, Indians, Europeans, understand? Okay. These things are advanced level grammar rules. A lot of people don't care about these things unless they reach that level. They won't really understand much of a difference. Okay. Okay, so let's carry on. Fish and chips became a favorite with poor people. Some girls quickly become a favorite with boys. Some girls quickly become a favorite with boys. And some boys quickly become a favorite with girls. Okay. I was a favorite with my grandma. All right. I was a favorite with my means my grandmother loved me especially more than other grandchildren she had. Okay. I was a favorite with my grandmother. Okay. So it's English. Doesn't have to agree with your senses or sensibility of Hindi. It's a different language. Fish and chips became a favorite with poor people. और मीनिंग सबको समझ में आ गया है कि गरीबों के का जो है फेवरेट बन गया. Fish and chips. इंग्लिश में कैसे बोलें? Fish and chips became a favorite with poor people. They didn't cost much money and they were quick and tasty. They didn't cost much money. Part of a speech of the word cost. It's a very easy question, I think. The part of a speech of the word cost is verb, and it is a V1, right? They didn't cost much money, and they were quick and tasty. Charles. Right. They refers to fish and chips. Fish and chips didn't cost much money. All right. And they were quick and tasty. Okay. Charles Dickens, the famous Victorian novelist, wrote about fried fish warehouses. Wrote about
fried fish warehouses.
Warehouses, you understand? The place where things are made, factory type of place is called warehouse. Stored warehouse. Yeah, stored as well. Yeah. Fried fish warehouses. In his book, Oliver Twist. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Warehouses, storage. You're right. Storage. Okay, Charles Dickens, the famous Victorian novelist. How is the word Victorian written? Capital V.
Capital V. Yeah.
So, first of all, you can ask an English teacher for this. I'll help you. That's another thing. But as a language learner, you should understand that this refers to something that cannot be translated.
Because it's the proper noun. I'm asking it from which place, Victoria. I'm always using Victoria as a name. A woman named Victoria, Rani Victoria. So
Victorian novelist, matlab beta?
English novelist is
Like Indian novelists, so novelists.
That's where you guys are wrong.
So,
Not a nationality word. It's not a nationality word.
So it's a title.
What?
it means some particular woman or belong. It's a proper noun.
It is a proper noun. Everybody understands it. Here, Victorian is the adjective from Victoria. Victorian is the adjective from Victoria. Okay.
Victoria.
Elizabethan is the adjective from Elizabeth. Elizabethan. Okay. So we are referring to a time when Queen Victoria was ruling. Okay. So that is Victorian novelist, means somebody who wrote novels at the time of Queen Victoria. I hope you understand. Yeah. A Victorian novelist. It's not a nationality word, okay? It's a phase in history, time. In history, when Queen Victoria was on the throne, when Queen Elizabeth was on the throne, that period will be called Elizabethan, okay? No. If Elizabeth was on the throne, then that phase will be called, that time will be called Elizabethan, okay? Elizabethan society, Victorian society, okay? Hmm?
Right now it is a flip. King flip is ruling.
Come again?
Currently King flip is ruling.
I don't care. Suddenly you said something. I don't know. I'm getting a really bad headache all of a sudden. Right here. Looks like something from inside is hitting to come out. Wrote about fried fish warehouses in his book Oliver Twist. The dispute. I was very annoyed when India decided to mourn the death of Queen Elizabeth. Okay. I was very unhappy. So unhappy. I wanted, our country to simply say that we are not going to announce any mourning here in India. For 3 days, we mourn for 3 days. Queen Elizabeth of England died. Do we endorse monarchy anymore? We don't. Then why? If they are a democracy, then why do they have to take this symbolism that there is a prince, there is a king, there is a princess, there is a queen? Huh?
We are free.
Yeah, why do they have to carry it forward? This is so wrong. Morally, in today's world, in a civilized society, there is a queen by birth. By birth, she is a special. How do you explain that idea? I mean, it's very difficult to accept that kind of thing. That somebody is special just by birth. You can never be prince because you are not born in that family. And they are different because they were born in that family. This is absolutely offensive to me, and I was very annoyed with our Prime Minister's decision of government's decision of mourning, the death of Elizabeth. Indian?
When we independent,
When we became independent.
when we became independent, the written act.
What? You're silly. You're absolutely, don't buy all that nonsense, controversy and conspiracy theories. We, India, are not obliged to follow anything written by the English today. All those people who show you these things on YouTube videos and all, they are keeping one important side away. They are, this is called twisting the facts. Twisting the facts. If anybody tells you that England has any sort of rule, say in India today, that's wrong. India did it just because they didn't want to cause a controversy. That's it. They didn't have the courage to show that, no, we will not celebrate this. We will not mourn. We will not mourn the death of Queen Elizabeth. We are sad, that's all. We make a comment and that's it. There will be no government mourning, like for 3 days our flag was down and all. Okay. Anyways, I hate the idea of monarchy.
I think, sir, like British
Monarchy. ऐसे एक सही प्रोनाउंसिएशन है monarchy. देखो मेरे कुछ ऐसे वर्ड्स हैं ना जो बचपन की वजह से चलते चले आते हैं. मैंने monarchy बोल दिया ना, तो मुझे monarchy बोलना चाहिए था.
in British in India is a group of that.
A little good, a lot bad.
But if they don't came India, we don't have a democracy.
I totally disagree with you.
Monarchy.
Why?
We would have learned with the rest of the world. Indians have an
Monarchy.
attitude. Do you think anybody can change your mindset? People, listen, we Indians have the attitude. We are the resilient people. We know how to change ourselves. We know how to resist, tough times, and we are fighters. Okay. In 1947, when India became independent, we were such a poor country. Today, we have so much already we have achieved in just 75 years. So you're saying that if they have not exploited us for 200 years, we would not have been where we are. We would have been in a much, much better place. We would have learned to value no, we would have changed that. It would have taken democracy would have also come a bit later in a different form, but definitely things would not have remained the same. Okay, I have to look at it as a dark. It would have been all together it was a curse that they came. It was a very, very bad thing to happen to India and to Indian people. You have no idea how many people lost their lives because of the atrocities of the British only. Okay, so the British have blood on them, on their hands. Nowadays, when I talk to people online, they think of me as a jingoistic person, as a jingoist, jingoist, not a patriotic. Jingoist is somebody who's over patriotic, beyond a line. When your patriotism goes beyond a line, then you are called a jingoist, and its patriotism changes into jingoism. The other day, I took on 2 people from America and had a huge argument. I said the American government is the rogue government. Every problem that we see in the world is because of two governments, the US government and the UK government. They are responsible for all the problems we have in the world. Tell me one thing the US has done right till date where they have not seen their self-interest. And they tried to, of course, fight with me, and they tried to shut me down by just because there were 2 in number and there were more people there, white people as well. But I was speaking something that I was convinced about. The US government has always tried to defend its, its position, its hegemony on the world. It calls shots. It's the most powerful country. It has always been. And they wanted to criticize us Indians because we did not criticize Russia. Okay. I said, Russia war is because of you. Russia-Ukraine war you have caused because you're benefiting from it.
the all gods are directly that's all this we have.
It was a huge argument. It went on for an hour or so.
In the world, if what is happened to the America position is destroyed.
Americans could be lovely people, but the American government, oh, they have, you know, in 1971, they sent their navy to attack India. And today they want us to be in their side, in their team. They did not hesitate in sending what? Navy, their navy to attack India. Imagine if they had managed to defeat with the Pakistan and America would have teamed up, we would have lost our, you know, sovereignty. Imagine this. And they want us to criticize Russia today. We did what we needed to. We told Russia that it is not time of war. That there was a categorical statement from the Prime Minister that it is not time for war. And he also said that nuclear weapons should not be used as a threat. What more do you want? You know, yeah, of course. It's a very interesting and at the same time very controversial thing, you know, international affairs. But it is fun. I like, you know, being part of those conversations, those debates. Okay, coming back to this. Can you explain America selling F-16 to Pakistan? F-16, why does Pakistan need F-16? Why are you sending them F-16? And you want India to trust you?
Only for Indians that
India is the best when India does not go in any team. India should be always non-aligned, independent. We will have our relation with Russia, we'll have our relation with the US, we'll have our relation with China, we'll have our relation with every country we want. India has a relation with Azerbaijan and India has a relation with Armenia. They are enemy countries, okay? India balances between them both. India has a relation with Palestine, India has a relation with Israel, and they are enemy countries. That's the best thing about India's foreign policy. We don't need to be in a team. We don't need to be in X's team or Y's team. Our interest is supreme because we are 140 crore people and our aspirations matter, right? People here want to have good jobs. People here want to have good life, good education. That matters. We going into a team cannot help us because then we'll have to toe their line. We'll have to always follow what they do, what they say. And we can't do that. We cannot sell our sovereignty. We cannot put it on, with somebody that, okay, we will just do what you want. Pakistan did it. Look where Pakistan is standing. Pakistan became a pawn state for America. You know, when Russia, the USSR and America, they were having Cold War, they wanted Pakistan, Afghanistan to, as a landing place to, kind of neutralize this USSR. And that's how they got Pakistan into their team. Pakistan did not understand, greedy people and silly people. They could not understand that they were walking in the trap. Look what happened to Pakistan today. Pakistan is on the verge of collapse totally. They have virtually no foreign currency, foreign, reserve, and they're, politically they are in doldrums as well. Their army is calling shots, and their army are the most corrupt people in Pakistan. Everybody knows that. And they show the boogeyman, India, the boogeyman, so that people support India is not going to attack Pakistan. India does not have that reputation. In 75 years, we did not attack Pakistan, except for in 1971, we had to interfere. We had to interfere because there were women and children. If you read, you guys have no idea how they brainwashed the mindset of Pakistanis. Ex-Prime Minister Imran Khan absolutely exposed the army when he said that it was your failure there in 1971 and you teach the country the wrong history. He said everything that India has been saying so far. We have no interest in attacking Pakistan. We don't care. You separated from us, be happy, whatever the way you are. We don't care. We will not come to see you, whether you are doing well or not doing well. We don't care. That is how it should be with us. But unfortunately, yeah, I hate it when on world stage we are hyphenated with Pakistan. When people talk about India and Pakistan, I hate it. I say India should be talked about alone. You do not hyphenate us with Pakistan. That's history. And someday Pakistanis come to the right senses, maybe they will want to be part of India if they come to the right senses, if they realize that it is better for them to be with India. Who knows? But I don't see that happening at the moment because they still see India as an enemy country. Wrong things they have taught. Oh my God, if you read their course books, they don't teach history of Pakistan anymore. Okay, they teach crazy things. I was so curious about all these things. I had some friends from Pakistan. I asked them, they told me they don't teach us history of Pakistan. They teach a different book in the name of history. They try and teach why Pakistan was made. They say India was such a bad place. The Hindus were such dirty people, and such negative things they teach about India and Hindus there in their course books. They have likened Hindus with kuttas in their newspaper, national newspaper के हेडलाइंस में उन्होंने भारतीय हिंदुओं को कुत्ते के साथ कंपेयर किया और वो न्यूज़पेपर में छपा। यहाँ का कोई पॉलिटिशियन ऐसी कोई बात बोल दे, पॉसिबल है? और वो न्यूज़पेपर में छप जाए, उसके बाद देखो पूरी दुनिया में क्या होगा। एंड nobody took note of it. So I just don't have any sympathy for Pakistan as the establishment. To hell with them. But as far as the people are concerned, if they come to their right senses, they will be, people are responsible. They are living in hatred. They have a lot of hatred for Indians. 4 times they tried. Is Kashmir that an issue for you that you are not able to take care of the whole of Pakistan, but Kashmir is important to you? Think about it. And why? What is wrong with Kashmir? Why Kashmir is not part of India? Why do you think Kashmir should be with you? Just because it is on the border?
The next border.
Even today, there are more Muslims living in India than in Pakistan. And they say, by the way, guys, not today, okay? In Pakistan, they have tried to sell this narrative before the internet, because the internet has made things very easy for everybody to find out. Before the internet, they said कि यहाँ मुसलमानों को अजान नहीं दिया जाता, नमाज नहीं पढ़ने दिया जाता, इनको यहाँ धर्म फॉलो नहीं करने दिया जाता. This was the narrative they were selling in Pakistan. In India, we have Hindus are doing so much atrocity on Muslims. This is what they were trying to sell in Pakistan. Okay, we can say that maybe in last couple of years things have become a bit bad. Maybe there is a little bit of merit in that argument. Maybe we can say. But before, why did you say these things before? What was wrong earlier? So it's just that it suited their domestic politics. That's why they did it. They have sown the seeds of hatred in the hearts of all Pakistanis, and they will pay the price for this. Hatred doesn't take you anywhere. Hatred doesn't take you anywhere. If you carry hatred in your hearts, first of all, you are going to burn with that acid of hatred. Nobody else will. I think India is a lovely place where so many people of so many faiths living together, there is except for the stupid people who are everywhere, except for those, we see camaraderie, we see brotherhood everywhere. Any office you go to, there will be some Muslim, people, there will be some Hindus, there will be a few Christians. You go to any school, and there will be a, Muslim teacher as well there, at least 1 or 2 Muslim teachers in every school. And the way they all, behave with each other, the students, the teachers, all friendly. I love to see that. आदमी को आदमी से प्यार होना चाहिए. ये नहीं देखे बगैर कि उसका क्या धर्म जाती है. जो ये नहीं कर सकता वो आदमी खराब है. Anyways, come back यार, कहाँ चले जाते हैं हम लोग, हाँ? Yeah. The dispute. So where does the dispute come from? Victorian. Yeah. The dispute. There are some questions about how the dish really began. There are some questions about how the dish really began. The dispute. There is a dispute between India and Pakistan over Kashmir, right? The dispute. Okay. Dispute is always disagreement where two people have two versions. Okay, that is called dispute. Okay. Okay, land dispute between two families. Land dispute. Now they're saying this land belongs to us, and the other party says no, that land belongs to us. So again, it is a dispute. So dispute is always disagreement. Okay, where people have different versions. So what is the dispute? There are some questions about how the dish really began. In the north of England, a lot of people don't believe Joseph's story, Joseph Mullin's story. They don't believe Joseph Mullin's story in the north. They say a man called John Lees began selling fish and chips in a market in Mosley. They say a man called John Lees began selling fish and chips in a market in Mosley, Lancashire in 1863. They have a totally different story. They say somebody else, a man called John Lees started this business. Today, there is a plaque there in his honor. Today, there is a plaque. A plaque is a board. A plaque is a board, wooden or stone, okay? A plaque. There is a plaque there in his honor. Can you see the plaque here? Yes. Okay. I would like to show you a plaque, P-L-A-Q-U-E. P-L-A-Q-U-E. Take a look. A flat piece of metal or stone, wood or plastic with writing on it that is attached to a wall, door, or other object. This kind of thing is called a plaque.
Plaque.
Yeah.
Plaque.
In US English?
Plaque.
Plaque. In British English?
Plaque.
Plaque. There was a brass plaque outside the door listing the various dentist names. The First Lady unveiled a commemorative plaque. Okay. Commemorative plaque is a plaque in the memory of somebody or something. Commemorative. Okay. So this is a plaque. So there is a plaque in the north of England. Today there is a plaque there in his honor. In whose honor? In John Lee's honor. Lee's honor. In John Lee's honor. In his honor. Okay. उसकी इज्जत के लिए वो कहते ना उसके जो भी हिंदी में बोल लो. So there is a plaque there in his honor. People in the north don't believe in Joseph Mullin's story. Whatever the truth, the dish became extremely popular. Whatever the truth, the dish became extremely popular. Whatever the truth, comma, it means we don't care, whatever the truth, whether this or that. Whatever the truth, the dish became extremely popular. So understand how we are using the word whatever. Chahe sach jo bhi ho. In Hindi, we will say that. Sach chahe jo bhi ho. Whatever the truth, the dish became extremely popular. By 1910, there were more than 25,000 shops. By 1910, there were more than 25,000 shops. 1910 आते by 1910, there were more than 25,000 shops across the country, in the whole country. Across the country means in the whole country.
In the
and
whole
over
country.
35,000 by the 1920s. And by the 1920s, there were 35,000 shops. Yes, over 35,000 shops. In 1931, Harry Ramsden from Yorkshire Okay. Opened a fish and chip shop, Palace. He did not open a fish and chip shop. He opened a fish and chip shop, Palace,
Palace.
modeled on the Ritz Hotel. Palace Mahal, Palace is Mahal. An elegant building is called a palace, where the kings and queens live. Modeled on the Ritz Hotel in London. It was modeled on. It was modeled on the Ritz Hotel in London. It means it looked like. Yes, the structure was, you have pandals on the Shara Puja and they are modeled on different buildings. You can say we are building a pandal modeled on this building. We are building a pandal, we are constructing a pandal modeled on XYZ temple, XYZ
Yes, sir.
structure.
Last time it was modeled on the Burj Khalifa.
Modeled on
The Burj Khalifa.
Burj Khalifa. Where? Which part?
Yeah. In a Kolkata, sir. The
In
pandal
Kolkata.
was
Okay. In
modeled.
Kolkata.
Yeah, last year.
Kolkata, they constructed a pandal last year. It was modeled on Burj Khalifa. Okay. It means it looked like Burj Khalifa. Okay. Modeled on is clear. Lots of people. देखो अगर आप गौर से देख लोगे ना तो फिर वैसे ही सिमिलर पैटर्न्स बोलने लगोगे. मेरा मेन मकसद आपको है ये चीज की आदत डलवाना कि जो आपके सामने आए वैसे आप कैसे कर सकते हैं. फिर धीरे धीरे आपके लेवल जहां पर एकदम पल्ले नहीं पड़े छोड़ दो, लेकिन जो समझ में आ जाता है ना उसके पैटर्न पे ध्यान देना. Lots of people visited the original shop. Lots of people visited the original shop. And there are now Harry Ramsden's fish and chip shops all over the world. Fish and chips today. Nowadays, there are many other kinds of fast food, such as burgers, kebabs, and pizzas. They are much more popular than fish and chips. They are more popular. They are not just a little more popular. They are much more popular than fish and chips. However, in Paris, France, les fish and chips is becoming the chic new meal. Now again, in France, les fish and chips, the fish and chips, les is an article, the, okay? Les fish and chips means the fish and chips is becoming the chic new meal. Anything that you describe as chic is fancy new meal. Okay. Okay, tell me, what do you call it? Sorry, let me just have a second. In the countryside, they have in England a place where they eat, pubs. Okay, pubs are in the countryside in England. Okay, but pubs became fancy things in India, and big cities started having pubs like Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune, Delhi. Pubs. I'm talking about pubs. Okay, you will not find pubs in small towns in India. You will find pubs in big cities. So pubs are a fashionable place to go to. But in England, they are not a fashionable place to go to. In England, they are just, place to eat and drink in the countryside. Traditional thing. But when they came out of England, came to India, they became fashionable. Similarly, fish and chips, okay, they have been, fast food from England for a long time. But now in France, they are becoming fancy. They are becoming the chic new meal. Chic new meal means fancy new meal. It appears on menus in some of Paris's most fashionable restaurants. Paris's most fashionable restaurants serve fish and chips now as English food. Fish and chips. Okay. So what we're trying to observe here is that how some things change their place and become very popular, fashionable, okay, special. In England, fish and chips is not very fancy meal. Fancy, you understand? Something that is out of reach for middle class people. Yes. Something that middle class people do not have very often. That is called fancy. So it is in Paris, fish and chips is a fancy meal which appears on the menu of some of the big restaurants, fashionable restaurants, expensive restaurants in Paris. Just like dosa, do you think dosa is still very much fancy? I don't think so. 50 rupees, 60 rupees thing is called fancy in your opinion?
I think Starbucks coffee is fancy.
I can say one thing that yes, definitely dosa is a regular meal for South Indians, and for us it is something special. We cook it on a special day. So from that perspective, you're right, that it is a fancy meal in some ways, right? Because we don't have dosa every day, of course, right? And we consider dosa something special, and they have dosa every day. It's a staple food for them. What is that called? Staple. Okay, it's an everyday meal. It's an everyday meal for them. Staple. दूसरा word कौन सा बोल रही थी आप? No, staple. Okay, STAPLE. Okay, मैं वहाँ staple food नहीं बोलना चाहूँगा डोसा को, everyday meal बोलना चाहूँगा. Everyday meal. Dosa is an everyday meal. There is somebody standing there. Yes. Open the door. Who's that? Ah, coming. Just 2 minutes. 3 minutes. Okay. All right. So, yeah. A chick new meal. Chick. Okay, chick means fancy. Chick has another meaning. Girl. Chick has another meaning, a girl. Right? Which is a very rude word for a girl. Okay. Hey, look at that chick. All right. Okay. Chick. Let's go to the girls' high school and check out some chicks. ये कुछ गंदे लड़के लोग ऐसी भाषा यूज करेंगे. मैं सिर्फ सिखाने के लिए बोल रहा हूँ. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा कि आप बोलें. लैंग्वेज टीचर होने की वजह से sometimes I have to teach things which are not very nice to say. लेकिन मैंने कहा कि कैसे जगह पे इसको यूज करते हैं. सुनो, लड़के कैसे बोलेंगे? चल ना लड़की तारते, ऐसे बोलते हैं ना कुछ. वहां लड़की वर्ड की जगह कुछ और भी बोल सकते हैं वो लोग, right? In English, chick is that kind of rude word. If you are respectful towards girls, you will not call girls chick. You might call your own girlfriend chick, but that's okay. She's your own girlfriend. You can call her anything you want as long as she's okay with that, right? But you're not supposed to use those words for somebody else. Yeah. So chick word is used for girls as well, casually. Some boys do not mind using these words for them. And some girls don't mind if somebody calls them a chick, okay? You are a cool chick. All right, like that. It appears on menus in some of Paris's most fashionable restaurants. It appears on menus in some of Paris's, okay, most fashionable restaurants. People love them for lunch or supper. People love them for lunch or supper. Yeah, people. Okay. This discussion will take place another day, supper and dinner discussion. Okay. We will, if you have not done the exercises, please do it. There was another page that I didn't check now. Okay. So I can send you everyday English as well. And please, guys, if you are serious about your learning, then you should do your homework. Okay. Because it helps.
Okay, sir.
And I'm gonna see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye.